Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today I've got a PreSonus Fire Studio that was sent in by a viewer of the channel. And the problem with this is there's humming on the left main output, okay? So let me turn it on so I can show you what the problem is. And right now I'm plugged straight into my Laney, and right now I'm going out of the right main output. So let's power it on. And let me just crank this all the way. This is the main right here. All right, so the right main output is okay. There's no humming, okay? Now, when I switch this, when I take this out and go into the left main output, you can hear the humming, right? Okay, that's what it's doing. It's humming. And this has no effect right here. Okay, none of these do. Okay, it just hums. All right, so that's the issue. It's humming on the left main output. So I do not have a FireWire cable handy, and I don't have the software for this, so I'm not going to be able to plug anything into the inputs. But we don't really need to do that because we know there's humming on the left, so we can troubleshoot it. So I'm going to open it up and try to figure out what's wrong with it. Hopefully it'll just be a bad capacitor, because any of the other parts might be difficult to find, because this thing is it's got to be like 15, maybe 20 years old. So all right, let's do that. Let me take it apart. Let's see, we got to take off 1, 2, 3 screws from the top, 2 screws from the bottom, and all of these nuts, all these screws, these nuts here, this nut, they all have to come out. And I'm pretty sure these knobs will need to come out also. So let's take it apart. Wow, this thing is full of capacitors, electrolytic capacitors. So we're going to have to test them all, because I suspect that it could be a bad capacitor that's causing this. And let's see. Yeah. And we could remove this board too. There's 1, 2, 3 plastic screws. So let's remove that. Let's see what's underneath. Something is holding this on. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, this screw's not all the way out. Yeah, these things are a pain. You start unscrewing them and they come out the other side. Okay. Let's see these capacitors. I don't see anything bad on here, but we're just gonna have to test them. And let's see what's under here. Okay. Let's start testing capacitors. Alright guys, since this is the top board, this is the where the humming and buzzing was coming out of. So I'm gonna start testing the capacitors on this board here. Okay. Now these are 10 microfarad capacitors, so the ESR is probably gonna be on the high side. Okay. 2.69, that's fine for a 10 microfarad. 2.7, okay. 2.6. So these are fine. 2.69, okay. So these capacitors are fine. Let's check these two really quick. Three and 3. Okay, that's fine. They're 10 microfarads, so the ESR is going to be a little high on those. So I'm going to check the rest of these. I'm going to do it off camera. If I find anything bad, I'll let you guys know. Alright, so I tested all the capacitors and they're all good. I'm shocked, you know. This is from 2006. You know, these are Chang X capacitors, all of them. And they all test good, so it's not a capacitor. So then I started thinking, this is the main right. This was good. And this is the main left. This is where the humming and buzzing came out of. Now, I did test the rest of these, and there's no humming and buzzing on those either. Okay? It's just this one. So I started thinking all of these outputs are buffered. They go through an op amp. Okay? Now, the op amp that this goes through could be bad. Okay? That could be the problem. So what I want to do is figure out which op amp this goes to. Now, it's going to be difficult because I don't have a schematic for this, so we're just going to have to test for continuity and see where that's actually going. So let's do that. These are the op amps right here, and then there's one more right here, okay? So we're going to look at these 3 right here. Now, this has to be coming out of one of these op amps. These are MC3309 op amps. They're quad op amps. There's 4 op amps in one chip, and let's try to figure out where this is coming from. Okay, so let's see here. I'm just gonna touch. I'm in continuity mode. Okay, and I'm just gonna touch this to here, everywhere, basically, until I can figure out where it's coming from. Okay, and so far nothing. Nothing here. Okay, let's try this. Nothing. I don't think it would be this one, but it could be. Let's see. No, this one serves a different purpose. That's not it. Okay, so there's more op amps on the bottom board. Okay, and let me show you. So right here, there's a whole bunch more there. Okay, so it's possible that it goes to one of those because you see this connector here. Okay, that connects right here. So this board is connected to the other board on the bottom. So let's see if it goes there. Oh yeah, right there. Okay, so it's going to this pin right here. Okay, the first pin on this side. That's where this is coming from. So let's go on the other board and figure it out. All right, let me zoom out. Okay, so this is the pin right here. This is where it's coming from. So all we got to do is figure out what op amp it's going to. And that'll likely be the bad op amp. Okay, I don't think it's there. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Oh, look at that. It's going right here. So the left main signal is coming from here. All right, so it goes to this resistor right here. And then it goes to here. Okay, through this resistor. Okay, this resistor goes to this capacitor. You see the trace right there? Okay, and then the other side of the resistor goes here, but this is just a ground. Yeah, see? This is just a ground. So the other side of the resistor goes to ground. So the signal, before it goes to the output, it comes from this side of the capacitor, okay? And let's see, the other side of the capacitor goes here, okay, through this resistor. It goes up here, okay, goes here, and out of the op amp. So it's coming out of this op amp, going here, through the capacitor, here, and then up here and to the left main output, okay, which is bad. So I think this op amp may be bad. Let's check the right main output. That's this one. Let's see if it also goes to the same op amp. It probably does. Yep, see? That goes on this side. So that's going to this one right here. So one goes here and the other one goes here, okay? So this is responsible for the buffering the main outputs right here. So I bet you this op amp is bad. Let's replace it. I think I have some of those. All right, guys, I got the new IC right here. And let me just put it down as close as I can to the center. I think that's good enough. All right, I'm gonna tack one side down now. All right, gotta tack this down without moving it. Right there. Ah, it moved. Okay. All right, now just put a little flux. And it should be fine. And I like to use drag soldering. So let's see here. Yeah. All right, I think it's good. Let's clean it up. And we shall inspect it after it's cleaned. All right, looks good. All right, let me put it back together and we'll plug it in and see if it still makes noise. All right, guys, I've got it plugged into my Laney, and let's see if we still hear the humming noise. I've got this plugged into the left channel, so let's see. Will we hear it? Okay, I got this cranked up. I don't hear it. I hear a little bit of a humming, but not like before, and I think it's because I got this cranked all the way up. But yeah, I think we fixed it. I can barely hear a little humming. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is there, but it's very, just barely. But I think that's just because I have this Laney amp cranked up all the way. So yeah, I think that op amp was bad, and that's what the problem was. So all right, well, unfortunately, there's no way I can plug in an input and test it because I don't have a FireWire and I don't have the software. So, but yeah, I think this is good. So I'll catch you guys next time.